thirst no more. Join me, DJ Snow, weekdays from 2 p.m. till 6 p.m. on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. So let the afternoon flow with me, DJ Snow.
Let it blow, let it blow, let it blow.
Do you have home repairs or maybe a renovation? How about a fresh coat of paint with a splash of customized color? Visit Carib Sales Hardware in Duncan's Trelawney and let us help you with everything you need for your home. You name it, we have it. Call us at 876-954-2220. Carib Sales Hardware. You name it, we have it.
Set this up, we mean this. Yeah, so you come get your tablet. And all when you left and you happy come back on me. Know you want to play one of them your laptop. Best of business, a serious business. We sell all electrical appliances and all of your car accessories. Come a get stop, you know no problem.
Best Apps Technology, Shop 25, Champion Plaza, Fama, Trelawney. Telephone 876-394-5484. Best Apps, we only deliver the best.
Hi, this is DJ Shays. Join me this and every Saturday from 7 until 11 on the Saturday Express. Yeah, man, join me for the very best. Yeah, I said it, the very best in music from yard and abroad. That's the Saturday Express right here on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
Promote your business on Fit FM Business Ball Out. Call 876-377-3442 or 876-317-1991. Don't be left out. Fit FM, a community business ball out.
Are you struggling with loneliness? Feeling depressed? Are you searching for a purpose to live? Are you ready to tap into your inner greatness? Ready to soar to your full potential? Come and be inspired. Join me, Dr. Asha Mwendo, on Healing Moment inside Gospel and Soul every Wednesday, 6 p.m., where we will help you to understand your purpose. We will help you to find your wind. We'll show you how to open your wings and fly. Healing Moments, Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. Good evening, my people. How are you this evening? To all my listeners near, far, and wide, it is good to be with you this evening. Boy, we are living in such interesting times, and so we must give thanks. So, this evening, I will want you to communicate with me, be part of my conversation as we come to you this evening from Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. And you're listening to Healing Moments. And I'm your girl, Dr. Asha Mwendo. And this evening's program is brought to you by Wellness in Motion. And so remember now, you're connecting with us on all social media platforms forums at 96.7. And you're going to be able to join us by fitfmja.com if you want to listen live. Also, message us or WhatsApp us at 876-317-1991 and 482-4944. And this evening, we continue to say that Healing Moments join the call for elimination of violence against women and girls. And we have an awesome program lineup for you this evening. And I have my guest will be Georgette Baker. You'll hear more about her as we talk about journeying from gutter to glitter. Right, so you know the drill. You're going to get your pen, get your sip, tell a friend, and come right back, okay? So we'll listen to this as we transition.
If you have been through situations and God has used those situations to make you into a better person for His glory, this song will minister to you. Sometimes the pace is slow, spirits are low, ill health on the rise. Life loses its glow, false judgments flow, feeling lonely in a crowd. But assurance comes from the faithful few. Chief of whom is you, Lord, I've always had enough, 'cause I've always had you. When the going was really tough, oh, how you saw me through. Unfair treatment, fears and doubts, you always let me out from the gutter to glitter. I dedicate this to you. From the gutter to glitter, I dedicate this to you. At times I would run, the pruning I'd shun, depression pressing me down. But back on the potter's wheel, my brokenness to heal, the makeover has begun. Yet assurance comes from the faithful few. Chief of whom is you, Lord, I've always had enough, 'cause I've always had you. When the going was really tough, oh, dedicate this to you. You are more than a friend. Your love to comprehend till life's end. You can depend. You are more than a friend. Your love to comprehend till life's end. On you I can depend, Lord. I've always had enough, 'cause I've always had you. When the going was really tough, oh how you saw me through. Unfair treatment, fears and doubts, yet you always let me out. From the guts to glitter, I dedicate this to you. From the guts to glitter, I dedicate this to you. From the guts to glitter, I dedicate this to you. From the guts to glitter, I dedicate this to you. From the guts to glitter, I dedicate this to you.
Okay, you have been listening to Gutter to Glitter by Georgette Baker, and you will hear from her a little later on. I see Pauline here is asking for us to give a shout out greeting to HFL Power Breakthrough Ministries coming from Sister Charm. So that's a shout out to the HFL Power Breakthrough Ministries, and your shout out is coming from Sister Charm. Okay, so we normally do our let us talk before we go in talking to our guests. So at the top of everything, before I forget, I want this evening to big up my daughter Felicia. Her birthday comes up on the 1st of August, and I won't be on, so I am bigging her up now. And she's an awesome daughter, and it is good when you have your kids and you can feel good about having them around you. And so I want to give a real big shout out to my daughter Felicia. Early birthday greetings as her birthday comes up in August. And she August 1, emancipation baby. Yeah man, my daughter emancipated from the day she born. Yes, I want to big her up. So what I got? I want all of you out there. I don't know what is happening in your neck of the woods. All my international listeners and local listeners, give us a link up and just give us a one line. What's going on in your neck of the woods? What is happening? Because we are living in interesting times and crazy things and good things are happening, right? And for me, I had an exciting weekend, an awesome weekend. And I'm not going to tell you a lot about it this evening, but I have lots of things happening, wonderful things. Big Mountain did their listening party, and I was a part of that. And so many guests passed through. So many guests, and it was awesome. We enjoyed ourselves, right? So I want to give a big shout out to my girlfriend, Claudette. She was not there, but her husband, Billy, was there. He brought back the news, and she called me up, and I need to give her a call back. Tommy Cowan was there, and a number of persons, and they were there also on the Sunday. And so we had a wonderful, wonderful time. And I would not trade it in for anything, right? In Jamaica, curfew time again. Numbers rising, citizens not doing what they are supposed to do. They are being disobedient. And then we have so many of us justifying wrong actions. So persons don't follow the regulations. The numbers go up. Curfew come back, and we curse the Prime Minister and everybody else because it's their fault. We need to become responsible if we want to take care of ourselves and our country. And I don't care what anybody says. Integrity has no shades. So all wrong is wrong. If police wrong, them wrong. If citizens wrong, they are wrong. And if government wrong, they are wrong. And let me tell you this, not because police wrong sometimes, not because government wrong sometimes. If citizens do wrong, we should not take action and say when the police do it. It doesn't matter who do the wrong is wrong, right? And when we are putting ourselves out there on social media, we are to be careful, especially if we know that there are things in our life journey that putting ourselves out there might find somebody to help someone to find us and come look for us. But on the other hand, though, the flip side of the story is, as something was put on social media and it helped the police to find this gentleman. So when other things are put out on social media that benefit citizens, I believe more effort should be used to use this same medium, that things are out there, people need help, people crying out for help, put it on social media and nobody responds. So therefore, just like how the government agencies can see and use this to get somebody who give in trouble, we should be able to use the same medium to reach out to somebody who needs help. So let's us balance the book, right? But at the same time, I maintain one wrong don't make another right. We can't be keep doing the wrong and then justify to say, because I do it today, what about who did it yesterday? We need to cut out that kind of practice, right? That chest beating practice to say, so because of me, let's stop it. Let us try to balance the book and let us try to get the shades out, because integrity really have no shades. It's just one clear color, right? And so therefore, of course, we know that all things we have to use human conscience to guide us. But let not your human conscience guide you that you err on the side of wrong. And I have no problem with persons calling out our Prime Minister and his entourage and all the government persons, be it opposition or you're in government, that are not walking right. But it is our country and they are our leaders. And so when we disrespect them in public, we open the door for others to disrespect our nation also. But at the same time too, our leaders that we employ are supposed to work and talk in such a way that they earn the respect that their offices have a right to, right? Other things happening, son kill father, girls being raped, and we still calling it sex. We still calling rape of our little children sex. It is not sex. Sex is something that people agree to do. This is rape, taking away of their rights. And so we need to call it that. And then the call is out for us to wear black one more time. Because we are being asked to wear black tomorrow as a sign to say that we stand against domestic violence and hurting of our children. And we are wearing black one more time. Come on, people, let us. I love black. Black is my best color. I am comfortable with black. I wear black all the time. I know me can't even wear my black because I have to put it down for special occasion. Me could get it right, man. Because I want to wear my black all the time. So I don't want to wear black because you're raping our girls and you're raping our boys and you're killing our children and you're beating upon our women. I don't want to wear black for that, because black is one of the colors that I really love to wear all the time. Now me have to put it up and wear it for special occasion for persons to know what me mean when we put it on. And it's not just another day. Let us do better than that, right? And so next week, I'm going to be telling you about something new that I'm in. But I'm just going to give you a little hint, because you know I'm all about holistic wellness and lifestyle choices and using our garden as our pharmacy. And so I'll be introducing a new product to my arsenal of things that I give to my clients for their wellness. And I'm going to encourage others to get onto it, because Muscadine grape is now being packaged and sent to us by Must Natural. It's ready to help you attain and maintain physical, emotional, mental, and financial wellness. And I'll be telling you more about it next week. But if you want to know more before then, remember, give me a link up on 876-870-2284 for the 101 anytime. All right? So we're going to play a little transition music as I bring my guest on. We will not keep her waiting any longer. So therefore, just listen to this as we transition. More of Gutter to Glitter.
Into a better person for his glory. This song ministering to you. Sometimes the pace is slow, spirits are low, ill health on the rise, life loses its glow, false judgments flow, feeling lonely in a crowd, but assurance comes from the faithful few.
Okay, just a little bit more of Gotcha to Glitter. So my guest this evening is originally, so Trelawney people, listen up, listen up. She's originally from the parish of Trelawney, but she now lives in Manchester. So you see, yeah, my parish, your parish, Fui parish, right? I will let her tell you more about that. But my guest this evening is Georgette Baker. And I could tell enough things I may learn about her, but I'm going to let her tell her own story. I like to say people must tell their own story. Let her tell you her own story. But one thing I can tell you, what I like about this woman is that she is a prayer warrior that believes in the power of prayer to transform lives and to create a platform for elevation. And she also believes in supporting others and helping others to move forward. And so this evening, I want to say, good evening, Georgette. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Dr. Asha. How are you doing?
I am feeling awesome. And now that you are here, I am even better. If you are well, I am well. That is the African mantra. That's who I am. Yes.
Good to be here. Thank you.
It's good to have you. I'm sorry we're having technical difficulties and we somehow the thing don't want us to see you this evening, but we are hearing you loud and clear, and that's good enough for us this evening. A matter of fact, though people in Radio Land might just laugh and say, that's all the while we not get to on Facebook and YouTube people. So now all of we can see, but all of we can hear. So Georgette, starting off, you are originally from Trelawney. Where in Trelawney are you from?
I grew up in All Sides, Trelawney. I was born in that same area, also Spring All Sides area. I went to Waited College and spent my earlier years in Trelawney until about age 13 or so.
Okay, and then you transition out of the parish. So Trelawney peeps, people in the South, your daughter is on talking to us now. So give us a little idea of who Georgette is.
And for those who may know me from Trelawney, they would remember me as Georgette Hills, because I am now Baker by marriage.
Yes.
So those who are listening, it's the same Georgette Hills, if you happen to have known me before.
Good.
And I'm happily married. So I moved on from Trelawney, multiple circumstances, some favorable, some were not so favorable, and moved on to go to Knox. Moved a few times, going to Knox, and the stories have different slices to it. Then I went on to Knox Community College, where I did a certification in business and secretarial sciences, and then I moved out into the working world, and then I'm not sure if I'm to go into the other details at this time, but that's in a synopsis.
That's
my transition out of Trelawney into the other phase of my life beyond.
Yeah, you can give us a little of your journey too. Give us a little bit more of your journey.
I was being the last child for my mother and father. there were different sets of circumstances that would affect you. You're the last child.
Yes.
Parents have pretty much done most of what they need to do for everyone else. My mother was very sickly. She died the first week of my high school, first semester of my high school experience. So
Wow.
when I went back home for the Heroes Weekend that first September in high school, my mother was gone. And
Mm.
with that, I have to say, began the gotcha moments for me. I I didn't realize it until even later in my adult years that that gap, that feeling of being left without a mother.
Mm-hmm.
It's later on in life when I see how others have been able to benefit from the mother-daughter experience and
Yes.
all the other things that I realize that there has been a gap which really has not been filled. And
Right.
so I have felt that loss in many ways.
Mm.
Some of them too many to mention. But I will also counter that by saying I'm grateful for others who pretty much just scoop me up with both hands and helps me along the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, despite the other patches of that I regret that happened along the way, there were
Yes.
those as well who just were there to make sure that I transitioned in a meaningful. And I have to at this time give a lot of credit to a family who is well known in the Trelawney area. Um, Horace Smith and his family. His
Mm-hmm.
wife would have died, but they were very instrumental in the transition that I made after my
Awesome.
mother's death. And I have to be saying publicly today, I'm grateful for the role they played. So
Awesome.
I don't know if Uncle Horace is listening or anyone else connected, but I have to really say that they were very instrumental after my mother's death to
And that's
see
a
me through.
blessing.
Lived in their home for a while and all of that. They were really, really very, very instrumental in that regard.
Beautiful, beautiful. And it is good when we can have the chance to say thanks to people who have sown into our lives and help the
Yeah.
gutter not to feel so bad as we transition to our
Yes.
glitters in life. And I'm really using that tagline
Yes.
because that's what your song is all about, the gutter moments that
Yes.
give way to the glitter
Mhm.
moments. And of course, I know that we have them interspersed. It's not all gutter and then all glitter, but sometimes we go
Yeah.
back and forward. He and weave as a family, all time people that say, and we go through. So we met, and can I tell you, we met for quite a while now, and we have never met in person, but we have become good friends by meeting on about talking about praying and power and sowing into the lives of others. And that is one of the things about our gotcha times, with COVID came opportunities and people start to live a lot online. And because of that, it had opened doors that persons meet each other who are of like minds and like spirit. And so here we are today having listen to some of your gotcha moments, health experiences that you have been through and your family. And then to be a part of you coming out now with this awesome song, really beautiful song, Gutter to Glitter. So tell us, why Gutter to Glitter?
The title of the song is inspired by my just acknowledging, because for years I didn't even think I acknowledged that the gutter moments
Mm-hmm.
were preparing me for the growth I'm experiencing. Because truth be told, I am not there yet. I
Yes.
really have not attained, as the Apostle Paul said. I'm pressing towards the mark.
Mm-hmm.
But I have had moments of rejection and depression and deprivations and resentment and setbacks that were just in my view at those times low moments
Yes.
when I felt almost like the psalmist David when he says in Psalm 82, my soul is full of troubles and my life draws near to the grave. There are days when you feel like you're going down to the pit.
Mm-hmm.
And I had bouts of depression and didn't speak to it, didn't try to address them. Health issues as a result for me personally, and then there are other health issues for close family members. So the gutter moments were inescapable. I couldn't pretend that they weren't there.
Right.
But in all of that, I got to the place of one beginning to acknowledge that the gutter moments are not unique to me, that's one,
Mm-hmm.
and that they were preparing me for having a greater appreciation for who God really should become in one's life.
Right.
And when I had to throw myself at the feet of God and abandon myself when I don't think anyone else would understand it. And as may have been known, the book I'm writing on will speak in more specific details to different chapters of my life.
Yes.
When the moments were low and depressing and the unique circumstances were many and varied, but I was able to still, through those moments, be able to move from the experience of low estate and the depression and the anger and the anxiety to experience that God is a God who can move you forward.
Yes.
Even if he doesn't answer in the way that you think he should, that he's moving you forward to experiencing him.
Yes.
So it is a glorious feeling that I can embrace the fact that the hardships, the labels, the maligning, all the things that I've experienced, especially as I went through the growing up of my first daughter as a single parent, all of those issues compounded the gutter moments. But I look back now and I see the glitter in the life and experience of my very daughter, who is now ministering for God and stands up for him and is representing him. So I see that glitter moment out of what was a gutter experience. Many people will not know the circumstances which led to her coming into my life. But then people will conjure up stories not knowing, and the sentiments were not always kind. But I can look now and I see Amoy, I hear Amoy. Amoy is the host of the program on another radio station. I don't know if I'm allowed to call her the radio stations on this one, but she's the host. She and her husband host the program Family Blocks on NCUFM on a Tuesday and a Thursday. So I can think of those gutter moments which I experienced, which times were hard and things were bad. But I look now and I can see that. I can think of the sentiments expressed sometimes in when we make our different choices and the husband who still stood by you because it was the right thing to do. And I look at the gutter experiences that we went through as a couple in the earlier part of our lives, certain investment decisions that we have made which really thrashed some of our plans and still are thrashing some of our plans. But we stood together and had a family structure that was supportive. Even for the writing of this song and the production of this song, as much as there were gutter moments, I reflect on the fact that, my son, who was instrumental in the music arrangement and stuff, and who has provided the backup for this song, has been a glitter moment, even though there were difficult circumstances. I look at the fact that even in the life of my daughter, who had been unwell for the last 2.5 years or so, and there were very, very low moments when we really wondered, God, where are you in all of this?
Yes.
But I look now at my daughter, and she's a testimony of the glory of God and how God can use his healing power to pull you from that low estate and the times when you really wondered, how are you there? So I think the combination of the circumstances made the song's title what it is for me. And to be truthful, the glitter is still to come.
Oh, yes.
It is more the glory of God that I really want to be reflected in my life and in my circumstances when he comes to give the crown of glory.
Awesome, Jordan. And we're gonna continue this conversation and talking a little bit more. But we're just gonna exalt a little bit. We like to big up our God because we have an awesome God that takes us from the altar when we place ourselves there, and then he put us on the potter's wheel, and he never let us go. And he did promise that if we are in his hands, no one or nothing can take us out. We would have to jump out on our own. And so we know that when the gutter is getting uttermost and we can't see his face, we can feel his grace. And if we can't feel his grace, we know we have moved out of position and we need to get back into position. And I'm glad that you're able to start seeing, because that's one of the good things about our Father. He's not going to wait until we get to heaven to give us all the glitter. He's going to give us little bits and pieces of it now that we can feel a glimpse and the breeze of heaven as we prepare for that. And so we must start feeling heaven on earth if we intend to go to heaven. And so therefore, if you're not feeling no heaven, you're not ready to go to heaven. So you need to work on that. And so your testimony of God's awesomeness and how he became your mom when your mom was gone. He provided for you, he cared for you, and then he helped you through each phase of your journey. So tell us a little bit now. Tell our listeners, and I must tell you, we have listeners far and wide. So I'll remind our listeners, you're listening to Dr. Asha Mwendo on Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. And I want to tell you, you'll be hearing more about us coming out to you come August 18th. So you're going to hear a little bit more about that as we come out to get your support in helping our children transition back to school. And so as we do that, and my guest this evening is Georgette Baker, a singer and a songwriter and soon to be author and wholly more of things as the Holy Spirit grows in her life. A daughter of the soil of Trelawney. Trelawney, if you're listening, another greatness that came from your bowels is online with us this evening. And so, yes, Georgette, as we continue now to talk a little bit more about Gutter to Glitter moments and the song Gutter to Glitter. So I want you now to first, before we transition to anything else, talk to us about a little bit more about Gutter to Glitter. How do listeners get the song? How do they support the song? How do we become a part of your journey to glitter?
Okay, well, the song is distributed through CD Baby. It's on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, all the streaming platforms, and so it is online. I don't know if you still have the link ready, but I had shared it. That link can be shared, the one that you have. So if persons wish to buy it, it can be bought online. This is a single. That's what it is. So the album is likely to have the same name, and then the other songs will be on the album, which will round out the Gutter to Glitter publication. So it's on all streaming platforms.
Wait. As a DJ would say, Harlem, pull up. Come on. I hear you talking. So an album is coming.
Full album.
So this is just the taster, the teaser of the album that is coming. Okay.
Yes.
So the entire album will be called Gutter to Glitter. Or it's just this song, the entire album.
That's the title track, yes.
Okay, awesome. So you hear it, people. More is coming. And this song is awesome. I do enjoy it. So just before you go on a little bit, we're going to play this song, a little bit of it again, that others will hear. So listen till we know our singer or songwriter is on. And so you can make a connection now, listeners. This is her song.
If you have been through situations and God has used those situations to make you into a better person for His glory, this song will minister to you. Sometimes the pace is slow, spirits are low, ill health on the rise. Life loses its glow, false judgments flow, feeling lonely in a crowd. But assurance comes from the faithful few.
Yes, from gutter to glitter, I dedicate this song to you, this one to you. And you know, she says, Lord, I always have you. So, Sister Georgette, although you know that you always and God always have you, He's always there for you, tell us, how do you transition the gutter moments? Talk to us. Someone this evening is going through their gutter moment. They are feeling like it don't make no sense. How do you transition your gutter moment? Speak to us that we can get to glitter with you.
Thank you for that question. Among the things I would recommend is the fact that there's a saying that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt you. At times when persons are going through difficult periods, the sentiments that we express about what persons are going through or how they are appearing to deal with the situation often are the bases on which their gutter moments get more difficult. So I would suggest to the person that things you will hear said about you when you're going through your gutter moments, or things you think, the words you think, the thoughts you think, you have to submit those to God. And it's easier said than done, but it is really the only way. You have to recognize that you're going to have some situation where there are going to be some Job's friends who are not going to fully understand what it is you're going through and why you're going through it. And there are going to be assertions. So you have to recognize that those things are a part of the gutter moment.
Yes.
And persons are going to, just by nature of being people, they're not going to understand why you have lost so much weight, and why they're not going to understand it. So you have to just embrace the fact that human beings will let you down. Human beings will do things that you're not expecting them to do. Humans whom you have even been there for at times. So when you're going through your gutter moment, it is something that you have to tell yourself. You have to encourage yourself that there are going to be Job's friends who are going to be there.
Yes.
There are going to be people who are going to teach you lessons in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And what easier said than done, I agree, Dr. Asha, but you have to identify early in each situation, what is the lesson in here for me?
Amen.
Was I depending too much on the views of people?
Mm-hmm.
Was I suffering from affirmation addiction, and I want to hear things being said wonderful about me? Was I suffering from low self-esteem when God has already told you that you're fearfully and wonderfully made?
Yes.
Am I suffering from superiority complex, for all I know, because you think you are better than others?
Mm-hmm.
So it has a lot to do with aligning yourself with who you are, whose you are, and find, if you can, a support system
Yes.
that you can at least bounce off, even if not in detail, what the struggle is.
Yes.
And it's not very easy to find it, but it exists. And if everything else fails, I can tell you that the prescription of prayer and praise is a prescription that works, and it costs very little.
And never fails. That prescription never ever fails. And so I know you have had to deal, as you had hinted, with a sick child who, beyond the financial burdens, burdens the heart, burdens the soul. And after everything, you should be the one now to say to God, why me? Why me is not a good question. Why is it?
But you're asking me to comment on that?
Yes, love. And why would you look at are you the type of person to say why me, or are you the type of person to say why not me?
I will admit that I may not have asked the question in that way, why me or why not me, but I really had questions. I had questions. Is there something that we're doing wrong? Is there something, you know, that we should adjust in our conduct, in any way, shape, or form? So I had questions. I'm not sure I'll reach the point of saying why me, because I've also learned in life that if not you, why would someone else deserve it if I'm not you? And it's not a deserving thing. I've embraced that the enemy of souls, the enemy is there to attack at every possible avenue. And so if he can't get you through this method and that method, he goes through another avenue. I also I'm also appreciating that there are lessons to be learned out of these situations. And when you're in them at first, it's not easy to take away the lesson.
Right.
But lessons of just total dependence on God, humility, those things which, believe me, through this, not just the writing of the song, but in addition to the writing of the song, my own life's experience, I've had to really learn about humility. I came upon something which I think says it quite aptly. Am I humble enough to serve those who have hurt me, or to respond positively to those who have betrayed me, to minister to those and defend the cause of those who have, salted your name? So if you look at it in the context of life's issues, if you can get beyond that and still serve in a manner that is admirable and professional and to the glory of God, then when you're going through that difficult moment when your child is sick and you don't know what to do, and months and years and weeks, you're going from doctor to doctor, you still have to trust the process to say, Lord, if you have picked me for this job, then I'm asking you for the help to play my part. It's almost like you're in a movie, and this is the part they've given you to play, and you're saying, God, help me to learn my lines so I can play my part and play it well.
Yes.
It wasn't easy all the time, but I had to get to that place.
Yes. And that is so true. I like the way you put it, because because we are human, and I normally say, I don't use that line a lot to say because we are human, because if you're not human, what else are you? An animal? And because you're a created being, you're a human, and so we have to approach life from a human point of view. However, we know that we don't have to face things by ourselves, but it is normal, it is natural, it is human to question sometimes. But the more you walk with him, is the better and easier it is to understand when these Job moments come upon you, not to listen to your Job kind of friends and not your Job wife kind of friends, but to understand that God is awesome and he will not give us anything that is not for us. But a little sidetrack, a little fun in the run as we go along. You are from Trelawney, and it is said that the Trelawney yam is the yam that makes us fast. So were you a runner? Can you run?
Actually, in my younger years, yes, I ran. I represented my high school in long distance races. I did.
Okay. So I was right in thinking that you could have the little of the running. So do you attest it to the yam too?
I'm not sure if it's within the yam, but it seems like probably, I don't know if it's the water, the yam, or what, but it seems like runners tend to come from that area.
Yeah, something from up that side. Yes, man. Yeah. And although you're saying it's not from up there, him attests to say if the yams that he gets from up there help too. Right.
Well, I've heard that account.
You've heard that account. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about Georgette's business. What do you do now? Other than singing, of course.
You're asking?
Yes. Other than singing, what else do you do?
Okay, so I work. I am a university administrator here in Mandeville. I work at NCU. I'm a mother and a wife, a grandmother.
Okay.
I am a youth leader, youth mentor, trainer. I am involved in quite a bit of community type events. And for the most part, I contribute to my church's ministry programs, both at the local church and at the conference level. So generally speaking, I'm involved in youth ministries. I work at the university at NCU, and
Go ahead.
and I enjoy doing things with my family, because they have been just the bedrock of how I've been able to make it so far. And there are some friends too who have been there and in whose life I still belong as I minister. So I minister alongside some friends, and I minister alongside my family,
Okay.
generally speaking.
Okay. I also know that there's another kind of business that you're able to do. You know, I see some of the stuff that you make and you put together with your family. You have a business. So tell us a little bit what the name of the business is and what it is you do.
Well, we have a few fledgling business ideas that we're working with. We do jingles.
Yes.
My son in particular, he does jingles. We've done a few for persons here and overseas. We also offer writing services, as we are able to, editing and so on. And I have written songs for other people. I've written songs for Citizens Association. I've written songs for a school. I have written songs sometimes for camps and those kinds of events. So we do some writing and editing and those kinds of things. And we also have a service that we offer that persons can go online and check out in terms of bookings for different resort locations. So those are the things we try to do as we're trying to move beyond our present socioeconomic state. So as the Lord opens those doors, we take them.
Yes. So how would persons go online and find your mom?
All right.
You don't tell us none of the name of the businesses now.
Right. The writing service is called Writing Wonder Cafe. The jingle service is called GOB Media, and the service that allows us to assist you with your travel and your hotel bookings is called G&G Getaway.
Okay, and all of these can be found online.
They can. Well, G&G Getaways is more active online at this time. We're still working on the rollout of the other services.
Okay.
And there's another one to come, which is to be launched in August. Well, my daughter, my youngest child, is trying to work on something for that too. But we will roll those out in a timely manner. But right now, G&G Getaway is online.
Okay.
And Wonders of Writing, you can contact us.
Okay, so how do they contact you?
On Instagram and the website for right now.
Yes, on Instagram, what is the name? What the handle that they find you on Instagram?
Handle
yes.
For IG.
Yes. What the name? What we going
GOB Media. GOB Media.
Okay. So that's how they find you on Instagram. Awesome.
Right.
All righty. Any numbers that they can call? Or there's no number at the moment?
Could reach we prefer that we use email addresses at this time because there's a little transition with phone numbers.
Okay.
And so we prefer email. So it's writingwondercafe@gmail.com and gnggetaway@intellitravel.com.
Awesome. So there you hear it. So Sister Georgette Baker and her family don't only write and sing songs, they are multipreneurs. That's what I'm calling them. They are entrepreneurs in a number of different areas, and they're transitioning out, creating multiple financial streams, and hopefully all of them will do well as she and her family work together. So we're going to go back a little bit now to talk about Sister Georgette and her work and her songs and her personal ministry, her personal attachment to God, because this is what drew me to her. This is what attracted me to her. This is what endeared her to my spirit. Is her constant abiding trust in God, even when things are challenging, and the positive way that she would say, no matter what you're going through, let's see what God is going to say about it. Let's pray, let's trust. And she have that constant thing about her. So before we close off, Sister Georgette, as I always do, first I want you to, if at the end or no, No, I'm going to do that at the end, so I'm going to tell you what it is yet. So now I want you to talk a little bit more into the spirit of presence. The song Gutter to Glitter is a good song to help us to transition and to motivate and for us to look at the fact that when we're in the gutter, it is not all over and it's not all done. But we also know that we have so many persons in the church and out of the church that are going through serious depression, are feeling lonely, are feeling lost, even a few that are suicidal sometimes that I have to deal with. So I want you to use this opportunity now to minister to the life of our young people, especially. You do a lot of work with youth. So especially into our youth's life. Talk to us about how do we manage our gutters that we can get to our glitters, and how do we learn to see the glitter moments in the middle of the gutter. How would you help us to transition, Sister Georgette?
Uh, Doc, as you would have seen from my sharing, I am not a counselor or psychologist, but I have had experience with the wonderful counselor, the mighty God, the everlasting Father, and the Prince of Peace. And through that interaction, I have I'm treating, and I'm not, there's no pun on the word that I'm using now, but this is a healing moment for me. And I think that's the name of your program. This is a healing moment for me. And I am saying it because many persons see individuals, they're up and about, they're doing their work, they're seen as being creative, being out there, being bold. They don't get to see you on the mornings at 4 a.m. when you're crying out to God and say, Lord, I need to hear from you. I need a word from you. We are not as kind and as understanding as I think we need to be. So persons don't feel that there's a safe space
Right.
to share that they're having a difficulty. I would want to suggest, and I know you mentioned the young people, but I have to tell you that I believe that it's the more senior of us that I think need to create a safe space, even between us as more adult persons.
True.
Because if there's a space between us and I can say, I feel, and as Jennifer Jill explains the 7 psychological sins, which are being bitter and being all the things that are psychologically affecting us, that we can come to the place and say, listen, man, I have suffered from that kind of bitterness.
Yes.
Because when I saw that the very persons whom I've been there for and kind to and so and so and so have done me wrong, you have to switch, you have to flip the script to get to the place where you say, if you're going to get to the glitter moment, you can't remain bitter.
True.
But if there's not a safe space to even acknowledge that that's what you're experiencing, that's what you are going through,
Yes.
there's a difficulty to get beyond it.
True.
So I think especially in the context of the Christian fraternity, there needs to be less, it's apparent that we kind of spiritualize away these emotional concerns.
Yes.
We need to acknowledge them for what they are, whether through women's ministries, through gems and beams, wherever, that there is a safe space that us as older adults, we can say to each other, this is what I'm struggling with. And it does not berate you. It does not make you feel less than. And I'm not saying everybody must go and spill everything to everyone about anything you're going through, but there should at least be that safe space. In the same way that we can say, the family member is now down with cancer, and we call a prayer and fasting, and we have all the things done. And so when someone is going through something emotional, acknowledge that it's another thing to be fixed.
Yes.
So if we're going to fix this matter of depression and all of the ills that are affecting our people, young and old, we need to acknowledge it as something to be addressed and not spiritualize and trivialize it.
Amen.
That persons can come forward feeling safe doing it. But until that happens, the healing moment can come through your acknowledging God for who He is, what He's doing in your life and for you and for others. And people hopefully will look at you and be able to say, out of my bondage, sorrow, and night, Jesus, I come.
Yes.
Jesus, I come to you. And if you can't go to anyone else, I can only recommend Jesus because he has been more than a friend. On him I can depend, as the song says, through life's end. He is the surest place. But it's good to say that tangentially, but when the rubber hits the road, who does Jesus have on this earth to represent him? It is
Yes.
you, I, and we need to make that kind of space, safe space, that persons who are affected by these emotional concerns, many a times not because of anything they have done,
True.
but just life. It doesn't feel like they're being punished because they are going through a difficult time.
It is true. And I'm glad you point out that a lot of times the things that persons are going through necessarily have nothing to do with who they are and what they have done. Because we need to realize that things happen in our lives for three purposes. One, because you yourself might have broken the laws of God. Two, you might have broken the laws of health. Or three, simply for the glory of God.
Yes.
And a lot of us go through the things we go through simply for the glory of God. And then how we
Mhm.
accept, acknowledge, and journey create inspiration and testimony for those who are looking on, for those who are trying to see the face of Jesus, but the worldly cares block it. Our journey now reflects his grace to others. And so many times that's what it is. And that little point you talk about, and you talk about at length, of us needing safe spaces where persons can talk about their heartache. You see, I break my hand and I call and everybody run come help me fix it. And nobody blames me and nobody looks down on me tomorrow. And when I walk around, nobody say, look on the broken girl after the hand better. But I have a mental break and I call for help and forever have a stigma over me. Because can you believe Dr. Asha Fall person was depressed and she's stressed out and she had a mental break. Can you believe? And every time you walk into the room, that is the conversation. So we really need to understand that just as if I break my hand, if my mind is broken, it's the same thing. And I need the same kind of support and I need the same kind of love. And I need to be able to trust my sister or my brother with my burden. But as you say, until then, let us trust God because He's always there. So, Sister Georgia,
Yes.
before you leave us, though, is there anybody you want to big up this evening? Anybody you want to reach out to, shout out, big up, thank you, anything? This is your moment.
Thank you, Dr. Asha. Well, I'm nervous to start calling names.
You know how we
I'm
call
nervous
all
to
of the
start
names,
calling
but
names, but they are,
before Sister
but
Georgia
they
start calling names, I'm gonna say to you, if she forget your name, she didn't. Her heart don't forget your grace. So forgive her.
yes, yes, there are some persons, as one line of the song says, chief of whom is you, meaning Jesus, but there are others who
Mm-hmm.
just have been there. They have done many things. I have some sisters who pray with me, and reach out to me and check up on me. I have persons who are associated, especially with my son, who helps me with graphic stuff for getting things done for our projects and so on. I have a family, an immediate family circle that is extremely supportive, and
Mm,
I would choose them all over again. Praise the Lord.
awesome.
I have I have a lot to be grateful for, despite the difficulties and hardships that we have faced. God has kept us together, and I just want to say thanks to them a lot for the support, the understanding, and so on. There are some ladies in my life that have just been there, Judith Forbes and then Angela James and then Jasmine, and there are some ladies who they're just there, almost like air. They're always there. And Anna, and I said I'm nervous to call names, but ladies, you know yourself. I won't get into trouble trying to remember everyone, but God knows that He has provided a few ladies who have really just been there for me, supporting me along the way. And there are some males too. There's a
Mhm.
song that says, "With a few good men." There are
Yes.
some males who have really supported us as a family, and have just reached out to us at different times. My former boss, especially Dr. Herbert Thompson, and others who like him, have just been there to support us and to affirm us along the path, who know some of the struggles that we have endured and so on. But God remains good to us. And I just want to say thank you. Thanks to Doc for accommodating this evening's interview.
You're most
Thanks in
welcome.
advance to those who are going to support the single and support any
Yes.
other effort from the Butter to Glitter movement, because the Lord is leading us in a path beyond the song, beyond the album, beyond the book. Because as
Amen.
I said, my desire and as the Lord has inspired me is to create a safe space where we can acknowledge and deal with the issues that tend to be put under the carpet,
Yes.
and give people a safe space to speak to how they are growing and moving past their gutter moments to the glitter, which God is still working on all of us to create in us. And I would just say that in all of this, when the moments come, when the rejection comes, and when the other things come, remember that you are to be more concerned about the applause of heaven
Yes.
over the applause of earth. Be
Yes.
careful that you're concerned more about the applause of heaven over the applause of men. This has been a
Amen.
healing moment for me, I have to tell you, and I'm committing to keep shining for the Lord. And I say thanks again to everyone, whether your names were called or not called. Just know that you remain very special and dear to me and my family. And we want to thank you for helping us in both spheres, the gutter moments and the glitter moments. And with that, I say thanks again for this opportunity.
You're most welcome, Sister Georgette. So there you have it, Sister Georgette Baker. And she is the singer and songwriter of Gutter to Glitter. So go out, find her, support her. Tell us where we can find the songs again one more time, sis.
Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, Deezer, all of the streaming platforms. It's
Okay.
out there.
Okay, so
And
guys, go out and get it. It is a good song to have in your arsenal of support when you are going through your time and you want to listen and you want to connect with heaven. This is a good song to have, Gutter to Glitter. So I'm going to ask you to continue to support our sister Georgette Baker as she moves forward in her life. And as things develop, I will have her back to tell you more. So, Sister Georgette, I want to thank you for coming on this evening. I want to thank you for sharing a little of your gutter and help us to enjoy a little of your glitter as we move forward. Stay blessed and walk good until next time. Love you. Blessed be.
thank you. It was a pleasure. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Loses its glow, false judgments flow, feeling lonely in a crowd. But assurance comes from the faithful few, chief of whom is you. Lord, I've always had enough, 'cause I've always had you. When the going was really tough, oh, how you saw me through. Unfair treatment, fears and doubt, you always let me out. From the gutter to glitter, I dedicate this to you. From the gutter to glitter, I dedicate this to you.
Oh, yes, from Gutter to Glitter, I dedicate this song to you. And there you have it, listening to the writer and singer of Gutter to Glitter, Georgette Baker. I want to thank her for joining us this evening and sewing into our lives as she sat down for a conversation with us. And so, therefore, as we move forward this evening, yes, I know we're going to come out here in time to get home for the curfew. We ain't going to break no curfew around here. But I want to give us an affirmation. So, as you get ready, position yourself for your affirmation this evening. I want to talk to you about your circle. So, I'm saying to you, it's time to know your circle. Who hurt when you hurt? Who cries when you cry? Who is happy when you are happy? Who is happy with you and for you? Who will stand and support you when your back is against the wall? Who will empathize with you when you make a mistake, when you are wrong, and not throw you to the wolves? Who will rejoice for your achievements? who will guide your growth. When you buck your toe, your eyes water. You wring your hands, your mouth cry, your entire being, your soul feels the pain. You didn't just buck your toe, you hurt your body. If you are hurting and they don't hurt with you, if you are happy and they are not happy with you and for you, they are not a part of you. They should not be in your circle. So, my sister, fix your circle. My brother, fix your circle. Let your circle express itself by those who are there for you. There are times when you are wrong. There are times when you make mistakes. There are times when you make a bad choice. Sometimes you do it deliberately because you think that's the best you could do. Are they still there with you through those times? Are the persons in your circle there to hold your hand, lend you a shoulder, hug you, and hold you until your pieces get back together again? Or do they join the enemies? Do they become a part of the wolf pack to tear you to pieces because times are bad and say they do not want to be associated with you and your troubles? Or are your friends there for you even when times are bad? Are they happy for your achievement? Do you have the type of friends who rejoice when you rejoice and are not bitter and envious at your achievements? Or are they happy for you? If your friend don't feel your pain, like how the rest of your body feel the impact of that buck toe, are they really your friends? This evening, as I affirm you, I'm saying to you, pay attention to your circle. And if your circle is not supporting you, if your circle is not right, don't apologize. Don't make any excuses. Change your circle. And if you are the strongest link in your circle, it is time to grow your circle, because you should always have persons who will inspire you to be more than you think you can. So this evening, Healing Moments, Dr. Asha Mwendo is saying to you, as we sow into your life, as we transition into this time of challenges, as we transition into this time of being emancipated and acknowledge that we are an emancipated person, walk emancipated, stand emancipated, create an emancipated circle around you, a strong circle. Create a circle with you of not slaves, but kings and queens whose bondages have been broken. This evening is your time to take stock. And remember, you are only as good and as strong as the weakest link in your circle. So therefore, I normally say to persons, look at your front row. Are the persons you have in your front row clapping for you? Are the persons in your front row able to catch you when you fall? If they are not, shuffle. You don't have to take them out of the pack, but they don't belong in the front row. You need to put them second and third row. So you need to do that assessment as you transition. We have finished half of 2021 and we're in the second half of 2021. We are coming down to the wire of 2021 and we're transitioning real soon into 2022. As simple as you take it, yes. So now is stock taking time. Look at what you have not achieved. Look at how you're going to transition it and achieve it. Are the persons that you have in your circle ones who are able to take you through? Don't get me wrong, you need to have persons in your circle that you are carrying, that are looking up to you to move forward. But you must have persons in your circle also that will help you to go forward and to go over the finish line. That together we all get to the end. And you must have persons in your circle that will clap for you when you achieve. I have seen and I've been hearing sometimes persons are achieving in these last days and persons are calling them show off. Persons are asking them what they're doing. I remember recently when I finished one of the courses I was doing, and I said it to somebody. I said, wow, I'm feeling so good. And the person's response was, you're not top study. How you go on? You got what you do? Take over the world. And I smiled and nodded, but I also acknowledged that next time when I achieve something, that person will hear by the grapevine because that person is not very supportive of my intention and willingness to continue to grow. And as long as I'm moving forward, I believe I owe it to myself and I owe it to those whom I serve to continue to grow. And I don't know everything. And as somebody asked me once, what you not do? Me say, I don't find out yet. Right? So all of us, I encourage you, hold each other's hand. And if when you look in your circle, you don't have persons who will affirm you and help you to rise, you don't have anyone, as Sister Georgia just said, you have no one in your circle that if you're falling down, you can trust to tell them that you buck your toe. Your circle not so right, and your circle need to be fixed. So this evening, I'm telling you, if you are in somebody's circle and you don't like the person, come out of the person in circle. Leave them alone. Move on to another circle. If you're in a circle where you feel that I want to tune off, move on to another circle where you can be enough one in there. Right? But as sisters and as brothers, let us this time make up our minds to help others. And when you don't see the person moving sometimes, move them forward. This week, the week is not finished and I can give thanks. I had to reach out to one of my sisters to say I don't understand something and I don't know how to do it. And I have the ability, the opportunity to use this thing, but I really don't know how to do it. And I've always been to ask persons. And Nathanish Hines, I want to big her up. She's one of the sisters that I don't mind being vulnerable with because I know she will have my back. And, she said to me, anytime you don't understand, it really felt good to hear her say it. Anytime you don't understand something, just call me because when I don't understand, I call others. And when I need help, I don't afraid to call you. So when you need help, don't be afraid to reach out to me and call me. And that is good when you know you have a sister who in a time of weakness you can call upon, who will not, because you make a mistake, turn their back on you. It is very, very important to have. And it is all good and well to say, oh, I can do it alone and I'm strong. But listen to me. The island of Jamaica is an island. And Jamaica can't manage on its own, As an island, you have the sea to support it and the rivers and the lakes and the trees to give it fresh air. They're all working together to make it work. So we need to work together to make it work. We need to work together to make it right. We need to work together to make it strong. So my listeners, far and wide, wherever you are in the world this evening, if you are feeling alone, I remind you, you are not alone. Dr. Asha Mwendo, Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7 is here as your support. If you can't find nobody else to call us. We will answer and we will support. But I'm saying to you this evening, check your circle. And if your circle is not there for you to help you wipe your tears and to help you jump up and clap and laugh when things are going good, your circle needs fixing. So my brother, my sister, fix your circle, straighten your crown, move forward. It's not over. It's not over, but you need the support to stand. So make sure who you have in your circle are those who will stand with you, like how the heart supports the rest of the body, the eyes help the body to see, the mouth help the body to speak, the ears to hear. We need everything that is in our circle to work together for our good, that we can continue to be God's yes to another person. This is Dr. Asha Mwendo, your host of Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. I want to say to you until we meet next week again, walk good, stay blessed, and remember, whether you run, walk, or drive, do it in obedience and do it with grace because your friend Jesus is there to guide you. We are here on Healing Moments saying goodbye. And remember, Healing Moments is tuning off until next week, this same time, but Fit FM rolls on 24/7. So listen out for us, join us, take part in the things we do. And come August 18, we want you to be a part of what will be happening right here. We'll be down by Champion Plaza, and we're going to be there. We're going to ask you to come out and join us. Listen to us on air. We're talking about our back to school. If you want to support, you want to be a part of it, just link up the station. We are here, we are ready, and we are waiting. If you want to join us, you want to support, you want to be a part of the process, remember you reach us on 876-482-4944 or 876-317-1991. Link us up, be a part of the journey, come and have some fun with us. And I, your host, Dr. Asha Mwendo, will be there under the banner of Wellness in Motion and Healing Moments. I'll be there to answer your questions. I'll be there to guide you. And I'll be there also to introduce you to another opportunity for wellness and wealth for my muscadine new product that I'm carrying. So I look forward to seeing you there on August 18th. But until then, stay blessed, walk good, Healing Moments, checking out. Bye-bye.